we're so spoiled the last, I don't know, go back 10 years or 12 years of the level of play of the big three in these big matches. They know how to play these finals now. They've won so many. They're very used to the pressure. They're used to all eyes being on them. And it was really eye-opening to see two players who are so incredibly talented and will be the future of the sport really struggle with that, because it's been so long since we've seen new players in that situation with that kind of pressure.
Absolutely. I mean, this was the first time since 1949, Pancho Gonzalez, that somebody came back from 2 sets down in a U.S. Open men's final. How would you characterize the level of play throughout the match?
You know, they were both tight, and for the reasons that Lindsay has outlined. I mean, they're both trying to do something that they're unfamiliar with and try and get through, and it is like a third actor in the play, and the pressure was definitely evident. And, you know, it was pretty stark, the difference between the women's level and the men's level in these, but pressure just hits people in different ways. I think they'll both be better in these matches on a go-forward basis. You get a little bit more comfortable as you go, and you live through these ups and these downs moments, but someone was going to win, and it was nip and tuck, and it was exhilarating to watch it because it's unscripted. You don't know what's going to happen, and it was hard to predict, at times hard to watch, to be honest. But, you know, congratulations to both of them, because, you know, it's all about the man in the arena, right? Mm-hmm. These players are out there risking it, doing their best. And unless you've stepped in their shoes, you just don't understand how difficult it can be.
First men's major champion born in the 1990s. Will this start a streak? We will see at Roland Garros. The road to Roland Garros begins in Rome. The men and the women at the Internazionale BNL d'Italia. We start with the ladies, Lindsay, and looking forward to this matchup between Diana Yastremska and Camila Giorgi, a rematch from last month in Palermo.
Yeah, this was always going to be a hitting contest between these two. And it was Yastremska who was able to come through in that first set. But you never count Camila Giorgi out, Steve. And she saved a match point en route in the second set to the breaker. And she was just a little bit more consistent than Yastremska to get through this second set. But then in the third set, Yastremska did a nice job of rebounding. She got a little bit more consistent, and she started to make a few more balls in. There was more Giorgi errors, and look at that forehand right off the baseline. A lot of relief from Diana Yastremska to get through this one.
Yeah, you see that reaction from Yastremska. So the 20-year-old from Ukraine moving on. The notable women in Rome. Some of these matchups are so enticing. Azarenka and Williams.
It's such a great match. That'll be played Wednesday. Vika already in Rome. Hopped a plane straight to Italy after that tough defeat in the U.S. Open final. Muguruza and Sloane, we'll see them in action tomorrow, as well as Coco Gauff. And Simona Halep, one of the top players that chose not to go to New York. She is the #1 seed. She's been on red clay the whole time. Let's see if she's ready to go in Rome.
A lot of upsets on both sides. Felix Auger-Aliassime, Jim, coming off round of 16 at the U.S. Open. Filip Krajinovic, tough today.
Krajinovic is tough in general, and this one seemed like the transition to the dirt was tough for Felix because the unforced error count was exceptionally high. Felix had 54 unforced errors, and that is just far too many, about half that amount for Krajinovic, who is very comfortable on the clay, and not that Felix isn't, because Felix should be. It just wasn't his day, and Krajinovic was on, and that was pretty much all she wrote. Double break point here at 5-all. There's another error, and then a pretty comfortable hold here for Krajinovic. So, tough one for Felix, but he can look ahead. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the draw. Is he playing in Hamburg next week? I haven't seen the entry list. I suspect he might be. We'll figure that out. We have the resources.
Let's take a look at the notable men in Rome. And you've got the top two players in the world in Djokovic, coming off of that default at the U.S. Open, Jim, and then Rafa, who hasn't played since February.
Yep, no, it's going to be good to see Novak get back on the horse. Good for him. I think cathartic to have a tournament of this magnitude so quickly so he can get that bitter taste of the U.S. Open out of his mouth. And for Nadal, this is his restart. He's been getting ready on the clay for this, and now is his time to go. We'll see Tsitsipas coming out. He had a disappointing dismount at the U.S. Open, too. He had a 5-1 lead. Couldn't quite finish, and Wawrinka's back. So a lot of excitement here as we get going.
Speaking of excitement, the strangest match of the day, the shenanigans, the tomfoolery, the hijinks of Benoit Paire. Take a listen.
But what did I say?
Well, you said bad words in French, which I understood.
No, I didn't say.
No, you said.
This time I didn't say.
You just said
That's
to
the
me,
first time I didn't say.
we are not here. We are not going to stop
Why?
the match for
Why?
this.
If I'm injured? If
No,
I'm
but,
injured?
no, but the physio was here and you said no.
Okay, now I need.
No, not
it
now.
was okay.
We
Now
will
I'm
continue.
injured.
We
Now
will
I'm
finish
injured.
the game.
Now
Please.
I'm injured.
Benoit,
I'm injured now.
because we cannot play like this. No, we have to remove it outside. Please.
Things got even uglier out here. Benoit Paire just lost his marbles out on the court in Rome and stopped trying in the last game or two. Poor effort put in, and wanted the ball kid to move his water bottle. The chair umpire told him that's not allowed. It was ugly, Jim.
Well, Benoit Paire, when he came into the Cincinnati in New York bubble, he lost his first match 6-0, 1-0 default. It wasn't like he was especially prepared to play in Cincinnati as well. And obviously, it's well documented that he contracted COVID while inside the bubble. That's hard to do. No one else did that, but he managed to make that happen. And then as a result of that, had 14 days quarantined in his room, unable to practice or train. So he couldn't have been prepared for this match. And obviously, a lot of frustration just tucked inside, and some of that's understandable.
And he put out on social media before this match how upset he was that he wasn't scheduled for Tuesday. Apparently asked for a late start, wasn't granted it. So he already went out on the court with a lot going on in his head, already a little bit moody at the tournament and the ATP for scheduling him, and it all came pouring out against Jannik Sinner, who did a great job, by the way, of handling just a circus-type atmosphere during his match.
Yeah, 19-year-old. The most mature player on that court today.
By far.